Hey guys, this is Mike, the Wrestling God Smith, and you guys are watching All in Wrestling. The video I'm doing today is gonna be for Smackdown and NXT. So here's the first question I had last night about NXT. So after God knows 3-4 weeks, I'm not seeing the Street Profits or the Forgotten Sons. They put them in a tag match. And then the Forgotten Sons, the members of Forgotten Sons come out, beat the crap out of the Street Profits so they get more help. So now, like, so now, right? So now we're gonna have a meaning that meaning the Forgotten Sons, Street Profits, all the tag teams that are in there, Heavy Machinery, like all these dudes that were supposed to are trying to get title shots, are gonna get them. So now, and this is what kind of pisses me off here, and I'm using this word very lightly, and I'm using this idea very lightly, is the fact that, out of, like I said, is the fact that now the War Raiders are champions, the Undisputed Era are going to go after them at some point for another takeover, which the next takeover we're probably going to have is going to be near WrestleMania. And the one thing I don't understand, right? If we're going to Elimination Chamber, and I understand that to a point, and I do, but here's the thing that I don't get. Like, I get that they're trying to put the whole tag thing to work, and they're gonna make the brand make the division better, which I wholeheartedly agree. And I like the fact that Kyrie Sane was fighting Deville's friends, fighting I mean, not Deville, fighting Shayna Baszler's friends, which I want to see that fight, and I really want to see if her Dakota Kai are going to do some type of some type of faction where they can get what they're looking for and they can do what they need to do, meaning she's going to get the NXT title because NXT Women's title. Because Shayna's not, she's going to drop it some way. And the fact is, like, Kyrie Sane's the only one that I think she actually came close, just like how Ember Moon did. And Ember Moon is something that nobody wants to face. And that's the joke because, now they're going to do the first ever women's elimination chamber, which I think that's the greatest idea in the world because, they've done it before, but the one thing I want to see is the first ever women's I Quit match. That's what I want to see. The first women's I Quit or the first ever women's, I've seen Elimination Chamber, but I want to see NXT's version of an Elimination Chamber. That's what I would want to see. Like, first ever NXT Elimination Chamber. That's what they should do for takeovers. Make Elimination Chamber, because that would be sick. But like I said, here's the thing I don't understand, right? So now, correct me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm stupid, but here's the thing I don't understand. So, the Forgotten Sons, meaning them, meaning the Forgotten Sons, excuse me, meaning them, meaning that NXT, like I said a couple of weeks ago during the Royal Rumble, there is going to be a paradigm shift. There is going to be one. I don't know when, but there will be one. Because the thing is now, they have to drop those titles. So meaning, NXT is going to get bigger and bigger until somebody gets called up. Meaning, the next four people that are probably going are going to be for the tag division. Like, Lacey Evans was for the women's division. And I'm actually glad that she showed up, but to a point I'm not. You know? And she doesn't really help. It's like, she's gonna make herself the big woman in charge in a way, but it doesn't really help on the main roster because she didn't really have an NXT title. That's the point. She never had one. So it's not like she ever made champion. And that was the thing with Asuka. Like, Asuka made champion without even breaking a sweat. And that's the thing. Like, now that she's SmackDown champion, No, she went to Becky. She's gonna go fight Ronda. So that means that leaves Charlotte and Asuka to really have that battle. Or what they could do, like I said, they can do the undisputed women's champion plan and make make Asuka and Ronda the big main attraction because I want to see that fight. And I want her to go against Asuka because I think she could do it, and I think that should be a good match. Because we never see it. Like, we've seen Becky versus Asuka, we've seen it before, we've seen Charlotte, but we never seen, like, her fight Sasha or Bailey or, like, we don't get to see that, though. Like, I want her to be able to fight her. That's the thing. And that's the only thing I'm getting to that point. Like I told you, NXT isn't a bad idea. It's just that, like I said, with like yesterday. See, now that they gotta drop the titles, and I mean this like very, very. And I'm gonna hit you guys with a reference. Like, remember when I think mid 2012, everybody was getting titles. Like right when we hit the universe era, like right when we hit the PG era, and we're like everybody was dropping titles left and right. Like how Nexus came in and got the titles, but the funny thing it was like they had the tag team titles, but they dropped them, and it wasn't like all the tag. It's like some tag teams got like like 1 week it'd be another tag team dominating one other, getting the belt, dominating for 1 week, going into the next pay per view. That should be happening even in NXT. And because the Undisputed Era had to drop them to the War Raiders, because I feel like the War Raiders are going to dominate them some way. But the thing is, the Undisputed Era can keep training and keep getting better. That's the one thing they're going to have they're going to really have a big competition like they had with Sanity. Because Sanity wasn't just a four-man group. It was four dudes. They had to get used to the different fighting styles. And then, you get, Andrade, which he's fighting Rey Mysterio, and I think it's because he's a luchador at heart. So I think he sees Rey as like a potential rival, because Rey beats him every time. And then now, and I'm using this lightly very much. Now, like how Tuesday, like when I saw it Tuesday, it was like, okay, Daniel Bryan and Rowan never been in the same ring, only with the Wyatt family. So what Daniel Bryan is doing, he's doing a Bray Wyatt thing where he wants to be this dude, the messenger, and that's the thing I got so tired of him saying about the Earth. I understand you want to be eco-friendly, but the belt does not make any sense. Like, dude, we get it. We understand it. And this is why I don't like his heel persona, because it's so bad that it's garbage. That's how thing it is. It's so bad that it's horrible. Like, I liked that when he was being a heel, it was like he was doing it to get to the Bray Wyatt. He was doing it to find his style of what he wanted, like what was his gimmick to be. And him being the underdog was a cool gimmick because you never root for the underdog, but you put everything against the underdog. And that's my thing. What do you do? Like, that's the thing with him being a heel. What do you do with him without the fact that he's a heel, which I get to a point. I get to a fault. But what pisses me off is like his gimmick now is garbage. It's like him and I listened to the promo all the way through SmackDown. It was a dumb promo. Okay, I like the fact that Joel's getting a title shot. Everybody's gonna be in the Elimination Chamber in that match, meaning that Daniel Bryan is not coming out WWE champion. Meaning Randy can get it. Meaning Joe can get it. Meaning AJ can get it. Meaning anybody, even Jeff Hardy. And I'm actually glad he's in the Elimination Chamber. I want the dude to get a match. Like, this is the thing I get mad about. Like, wrestling, they don't. It's like the gimmick. If you become a heel, you have to find what suits you. I like the fact that Johnny can be a dick to people, but he'll just kick you in the face about it. I like the fact that when Randy was a heel and he did, like, when Randy was a heel, he didn't give a shit. He just RKO'd you. But now we got Daniel Bryan and he sucks being a heel. He sucks. Like, you're going to come on Raw to get Seth Rollins to go for the WWE title, which he could do at any point. But I think he's going after the Universal title with Brock because Brock's the guy. There's, like I said, there's no middle, like the word is, there's no middle ground with this anymore. And this is what I was trying to tell people, like, this is what I mean. There's no middle ground. Because, like, the thing is, Smackdown, like, the thing is, because we have two titles, because we have the U.S. title, meaning that Raw can't really build anything. Dean's gonna not, I kind of figured he wasn't gonna sign a contract, but it's because they can't find a spot for him. I mean, he can go to Impact, but he's not really gonna make a big splash in Impact. Because WWE made him. They made him. So, you can't really take Dean. And the thing is, it's like, Kurt Angle, I want him to really come. I really want him to come back so he can have a match. And the joke is, to me, I kind of feel like that was a waste of time. And I kind of feel like even with Drew McIntyre, it's like Drew McIntyre has no idea. Like, they don't know where to put him. And I get they can give him an Intercontinental title and give him the belt and make him feel like he's a big... The Intercontinental title is pretty much like a minor belt. It's not like the Universal title where it's a top guy belt where everybody's grabbing for it. And that was the thing I couldn't understand. Because, like, in 2012, they were dropping that title like it was nothing. But now, they won't even drop it to... Like, you can't even get 3 guys to drop it to. And this is what I mean. Like, I want them to keep dropping every title like they did in the Ruthless Aggression era where everybody was having a title match every freaking week on Raw. Every week on SmackDown, there was a title match. Like, we don't get that anymore. Like, we barely get that. We gotta wait to a pay-per-view to get a title match. Like, that's what I don't understand. Why is that the independent scene like Impact, New Japan, All In, Ring of Honor, everybody gets it. They get a title shot week after week after week after week after week. And that's what I'm talking about. They don't get a title shot. Like, that what gets me. It's like you can give a title shot, and what gets me mad is the fact that they can drop a title, but they won't drop the Universal title. They can't drop it to somebody else. even in the 90s, even like in the Attitude Era, when Monday Night Raw came on, Stone Cold was fighting for that title every week. Triple H was fighting for that title every week, going into the prelude to the pay-per-view, whatever pay-per-view it was, King of the Ring, No Mercy, anything that they had left, they were going in. WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, they didn't care. Them brothers was dropping the titles, and even when the European title when they abolished the European title, turned into Intercontinental, and they abolished it, they even knew, and this is like 85, 90. They literally, even with the European title was dropped every week. Like, bruh, you don't even have a hardcore championship. Like, that's what I don't understand. They can do Falls Count Anywhere, 3 Stages of Hell, Hell in a Cell, cage matches, everything, tornado tags, I Quit matches, elimination chambers, everything. And the one thing they can't do is drop the titles. I'm gonna give you another reference. Like, remember when D'Lo had maybe 5, I think he was like a 5-time champion. Like, D'Lo Brown had the title a couple times. Then X-Pac had it. Then Shawn Michaels had it again. Then somebody else had and then I think Edge had the European title. A lot of people transferred that belt, and I know where the old belts are. They're in a warehouse. They had the European title. That's what I don't understand. The European title was dropped so many times Just like the World Tag Team titles were. They were dropped, like, Edge and Christian had them the most. The Dudleys had them. Right the Center had them a couple of times. Too Cool had them. D-Generation X were the first people to have them. And then, then Rob Van Dam, RVD had him. Rob and Kane had him. And, like, that's what I mean. Like, even Evolution had them. They dropped those titles every week. They were putting matches together like crazy. Like, the matches you would never see. Like, how you gonna get a 3-on-1 handicap and you got Goldberg and they're all, like, that's what I mean. They didn't just bring out dudes just to give titles. And the first people to get the world title, the tag team title in a unit was the Spirit Squad when Dolph Ziggler was a part of it. We didn't even know who he was, and we didn't even know who he was. He was a cheerleader. He showed up, came back a year later as the show off, had the freaking U.S. title, then he had the Intercontinental title, then he won the Money in the Bank, cashed in the Money in the Bank against Alberto Del Rio with a fractured leg, and he won. And that's what I don't understand, people, my viewers. That's what I don't understand. We get dudes who want to get titles, but they don't want to drop them. Like, I'm gonna hit you with another lesson, right? Remember when I'll even show you this. Remember when Eric Bischoff abolished the hardcore title, and Tommy Dreamer came back. It was like the first time he'd been in the WWE in 2003, because ECW I think was officially done, and I think that was when Paul Heyman said something about ECW at the time. I think they were done. I think they ran out of money, or CNN canceled them or something. Something happened in that the mid 2000s, like that. Like once 2002 came, like 2002, 2003 came, I think ECW was done because I didn't know what happened to them. I gotta look that up, like what happened to them between that time. I really think the network canceled them because ECW was a different ball game. Like they let everything go. Like they wanted the WWE. They had the F-bombs, pussy jokes, nut jokes, everything. Dick jokes. Like sexual harassment. I don't even think there was sexual harassment because half the women didn't even care. But that's what I mean. Like, yo, like what happens in the WWE? Like even in the PG era, like when you had a unit, like when you had Nexus was something that could never be. And that was the thing. And they dropped those belts. Like, nowadays, if you even get a title shot, you're lucky to get one on Raw. You're better off going to Smackdown at least trying to get a title shot. And that's the thing, too. Like, at least when I can even tell you, like, when AJ Styles was first when he first got the WWE, he was challenging everyone. Dude was challenging he was challenging Bryan, challenged Daniel Bryan, James Ellsworth, every dude he could think of. And James Ellsworth wasn't a bad guy. He just sucked at being a wrestler. Like, dude. Then you're going to be inappropriate and be a dick to the Divas and Paige, who's like a legend? Like, bruh, that doesn't work. You can't be a dick and then be alright with that. And then it was like, see, even like this is my synopsis of of Tuesday, because I feel like, okay, so we got Shinsuke and we got Rusev. So Shinsuke and Rusev and R-Truth. So meaning that them dudes, no, R-Truth and Shinsuke, and then it was Rusev and somebody else. So meaning Rusev is still sore that he lost the United States Championship. And the funny thing is, the United States Championship isn't that big. It's not that valuable of a belt. It's like, because, okay, remember when, like, and I'm telling you this, remember when Matt Hardy won the U.S. title, and it wasn't that big of a deal because it wasn't really that big of a title. And then Paul London won it a couple of times, and then I think Deuce won it. This was like 2007. Super Crazy won it a couple of times. Mr. Kennedy won it. Bobby won it. Like, the list goes on, and that's what I don't understand. And the first dude who had the U.S. title was John Cena, and then Carlito, which was dumb because I kind of feel like it was like the thing is like I don't know what it is about SmackDown with the Raw because like Raw doesn't really know like Raw doesn't have a division, and that was the thing with SmackDown because they had a cruiserweight division and they actually did better with the cruiserweight title on SmackDown because the thing was like they can get people to like and now that the cruiserweight division is actually giving actually getting up in the world because they're actually getting ratings because the thing is Buddy Murphy's the guy that's gonna get a title and that's what I mean like I'm sorry guys like I'm not being biased or anything but I kind of feel that the titles are never gonna drop hands like the universal title will probably drop if Seth beats Brock, but as long as Brock has that title, nobody else is getting another shot. Cause Raw, that's the thing. Like you need somebody that can beat Brock like a nut, and that's the problem. And I feel like okay, I feel like there is not a lot of people. I feel like there's not a guy like a CM Punk to really break Raw, and that was my thing with him too. Like without CM Punk, Raw kind of went to crap because he realized that like, and I get what he said when he was saying in his like in his interviews. Like I get that the WWE at the time, like 2012 was a weird time, 2011 was, 2013 was a weird time, 14 was too. But dude, you could come back. I don't understand. Like I get the point, like the reason why you don't want to come back because you're not. Like, dude, you were doing something that nobody would never do. This wasn't ECW where you could actually just do whatever the frick you wanted. That's what I'm saying. Like, I believe in a whole lot of things. And I'm going to use this term very lightly. CM Punk was a good champion. CM Punk was a good champion. Like, I mean this. CM Punk was a good champion. But, in my defense, in my defense, the guy was good. He was a good champion. I just didn't like the fact that they like I didn't like the fact that he was trying to be a champion, but he was being a dude like he was being a heel champion, and that's what I think at that time he was trying to be. Because like when he came like the thing was like when he came back, he was better when he came back. When he returned. Because that whole thing about him quitting and him leaving, like, dude, you left, but you only left for a year and you came back. And that was the thing that got me. Like, when you see, and I mean, it's like, I'm going to use this, like, I'm going to tell you guys, like, CM Punk, in my opinion, just like anybody else in the WWE now, there can be a great champion, but it has to go with the thing. If you're trying to just be pleasing to the universe and just be a flash in the pants in the universe and be a dude. See, Aleister Black isn't a flash in the pan. That dude will fight somebody and kick ass. But they don't know what they're doing because the thing is, like, here's my thing. Here's what I mean, right? Every year, right? We get every year we've been getting dudes. We've been getting call ups. And the same dudes who came from NXT do better on the main roster because of the fact that their gimmick goes with their wrestling style. Their wrestling style gets them titles. And this was the thing. You got a bunch of, like, and this is the thing I'm talking about. You had a bunch of dudes. And two things, like I said, when the shoes came up, we didn't know who these dudes were. We didn't know. We thought they would just did like jobbers, but nah. The Roman Reigns was the dude. He was the muscle. Seth was the brains. Ambrose was the crazy. And that was the thing. You get a small dude in there. That's why they took out 30 other dudes. Didn't care that Evolution, because Evolution was a 4-man group. And even with Rick, even if he would have came in, he would have got speared to bricks. And that was the thing, because I feel like, okay, Ryback, all right. Ryback, Sam, whatever, the dude, and I've seen him because he was in there in 2002, but he never came back. And the thing is, Ryback coming to WWE was dumb because his gimmick was dumb. His gimmick was something that everybody tried to do with him, and I feel like he was doing a Goldberg. He was being a Goldberg, and then he was being like, then they wanted him to be Goldberg, Kevin Nash, or King Kong Bundy, Gorilla Monsoon, Animal. And that was the thing I didn't like. Like, and he gets mad because he talks about WWE and how John Cena, like, freaking buried his career. Dude, you buried your career by yourself. And this is what I hate about the WWE now. It's like, now, they won't even mention him. But the thing is, like, okay, when dudes came out and won the title, right? When Ryback was Intercontinental Champion. Say when Ryback was Intercontinental Champion, he had maybe won it like 5 times. And then Harper was Intercontinental Champion at the time. He was champion. Rowan was. Then Daniel Bryan was. But the thing I liked about Daniel Bryan, I was actually happy that he got to be champion. But the thing that kind of got me with that was like, okay, we're gonna drag this bag out here, and this is what I mean. Like how I meant Tuesday. See, Tuesday it's like, see, now that we're like 7, like basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 weeks away from Elimination Chamber, they kind of have to think, where are we gonna really end up? Because if they go to Roadblock, which is Roadblock and then Line, that means they're gonna go to Fastlane, and then Fastlane is gonna bring us to WrestleMania. And that's what I mean. Like, they're not even giving the guy, like, they're not. See, here's my thing, right? Sorry, guys. Here's my thing. Whether or not Seth gets the title at some point, which he will, he'll get the title at Fastlane. Because the thing is, Brock doesn't get that. Seth has been waiting for him. He's not like everybody. He's not Braun. He's been waiting for you to come to him. And this was the thing with yesterday with Daniel Bryan. His gimmick doesn't work. It doesn't make me mad, but the gimmick's garbage. The gimmick, I'm gonna use this word very lightly. The gimmick has no place. Like, his thing about him being a heel is fine. But to my point, and like I said, I'll admit, he's a good WWE champion right now, but that dude, the way he's carrying it, is making the title feel worthless. He's making it feel worthless like being a heel. Dude, it doesn't work for you. You made a good idea with the yes movement. You made a freaking chant. You made yes the biggest thing in the world. You made the 2 fingers for yes the best thing you've ever created. Now, you want us to say no because you want to be a heel? Dude, there's a time and a place for you to be a heel, but not with AJ Styles, dude. Not with him. Not kicking dude in the balls and going for a low blow and then winning the title and letting everybody believe that you're a good guy, but you're actually a bad guy, which really doesn't work. Like, dude, even with the New Day. The New Day are the freaking highest ranked tag team champions, and they've never lost those belts. Suckers broke the record of the freaking demolition. The demolition people, like, broke the demolition team. Never came back. They broke the record of the Headbangers, the Freebirds. Like, the Fabulous Freebirds, really? Kerry Von Erich? The Von Erichs. Michael P.S. Hayes. Same hairstyle, crazier, but same hairstyle. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Everyone. Like, bruh. How do you break the record? And on top of that, the longest reigning U.S. title holder. Language. Nikolai Volkov? The guy? And come on, Randy's a third generation superstar. But the dude, you were the first person to win that. Sorry, guys. You were the first person to get the World Heavyweight title at 24, dude. The youngest of the game. And that's the thing, dude. Nobody ever got the WCW title, but except The Rock. And then Brock comes in, took the Undisputed title, and beat The Rock. He's not that's what I mean. That time, even now, 16 years ago, 2002, 16 years ago, doesn't make any sense to me. And like I said, guys, and this is what I'm going to talk about before I end my video, last little bits. Like I said, Smackdown was good, but all in all, I think this Elimination Chamber has got to be the biggest one. Because we're not just having Daniel Bryan. We're having him, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe will probably become champion. Like, come on. This dude has been getting screwed over since he's been on SmackDown. The guy hasn't got a championship once. He was supposed to be Brock, and that didn't even happen. You had to go key in a clutch on the dude's neck, and he beat you. Like I said, I think it's going to happen. I really do. I think SmackDown, I really think Elimination Chamber 2 weeks away, Joe's going to take this one. Because I knew, like I said, how Johnny Gargano took it. An NXT TakeOver, Joe's going to take it at Elimination Chamber. But like I said, guys, leave a like on this video, comment, subscribe. Like I said, the first 10 subscribers, I'm actually making an all-in wrestling t-shirt. I'm going to get Patreon. I'm going to be a Patreon so I can sell them. Like I said, the first 10 subscribers get an all-in wrestling t-shirt. Like I said, if you want to win an all-wrestling t-shirt, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button. Hit it, smash it, like my videos, comment, subscribe. Peace.